Hi everyone, welcome to goldfries, and this episode I'm filming it in the dark because I want to show you what the Cooler Master's MasterCase H500P looks like. And this video, it took me a lot of time to plan it out, and I was busy for the whole of November, so finally I'm getting it done, and I hope you enjoy this video. More details right after this introduction. Alright, so let's begin. This video will be quite a long one as we are going through everything that I would like to talk about the MasterCase H500P. Very little script. I have something over here in point form, so bear with me. First things first, the MasterCase H500P retails at RM639 and it comes with two 200mm fans. Yes, those are 200mm fans, RGB. It's actually available from Cooler Master as well if you want it. This is the MF200R, that's the model name, MF200R RGB in fact. And as you can see, the lights on this fan, this RGB, is synchronized with this Aorus motherboard and also synchronized with the Cooler Master's Master Liquid Cooler over here. And even the fans on top, which are from the Master Liquid Cooler, is also synchronized. So hence this video is filmed in the dark. Now some of you might think that this is a HAF or HAF model. Well, it's actually not. I understand that the C700P, the C indicates it's Cosmos. So the H500P here, H here refers to HAF, which is one of their high airflow models. And it is not a high airflow model actually, meaning it's not under the HAF lineup, but it is actually inspired by it. So it is essentially still a MasterCase. You can see that it's pretty much the layout of the MasterCase. It would have reminded you of the MasterCase, MasterCase Pro 5, MasterCase Maker 5T, and the rest of the models. Now, this one thing that I would like to touch about is people have been talking about this, it being fragile. The unit is not fragile. In terms of the integrity, it is solid. As expected from Cooler Master, the item is solid. Build quality, front is of plastic and the top is from plastic as well. Some people may not like it. I find it it's actually quite nice. In fact, you look at all the other MasterCase models, even to the MasterCase 5T that costs more, it's the front is not metal or steel, it's still plastic or this kind of light material, you see. So I have no issue with the plastic. In fact, lugging it around being plastic makes it a lot easier. And then I'll touch more about that later. Second thing, now I want to talk about airflow. There are many people who mention that the airflow isn't good. This is not true. Based on my test, I ran this MasterCase H500P using an Intel Core i3 8350K running on stock, and I used the Cooler Master's Hyper 212 LED tower heatsink, and I ran it fanless. As guess what? Even in fanless, it works fine. The system running stress test did not falter. It did not fail at all. I ran real bench for 15 minutes. This is the benchmark. just look at it. The difference is that in order to get it to run at a better temperature, you need to open the front panel. That is one thing that I wish to highlight, which I think Cooler Master did a horrible job. You see, the front panel is something that you can open, slide it out. And as you slide it out, it actually helps with the airflow. Now, here's the thing. Cooler Master did not highlight this did not highlight it in the product page, did not highlight in the manual. If you remember the MasterCase 5T, it has the front opening to cater for an optical drive. On the H500P, actually, if you want better airflow, open it this way. That's why it's plastic and you can remove it. Now I'm going to remove it permanently so you can see that this is what it's like. Now, performance aside, now I'm going to talk about the quality. You've seen some videos how people complain that it's squeaky. Well, I guess you guys must understand this is plastic joined with plastic. Plastic in contact with plastic, it will squeak. This is nothing new. My complaint about Cooler Master's forming of these parts is that the adhesive, the double-sided tape. Yes, they use double-sided tape to hold these things in place. So with a little bit of pressure, the thing will fall off. You see, I'm just using my thumb to press a little bit, and you can feel that there's already the gap building up in between these plastic surfaces. So I won't say it's a build quality issue, but rather maybe a choice of material. Perhaps they should use a stronger double-sided tape to get it done, because even from the top, it is so soft that just putting some item on top of it and you see that it starts to open up. Second thing, you probably have seen some video on how people try to carry this and it falls apart. Maybe that's why you guys say it's fragile. Actually, Cooler Master has already stated clearly on the box how to handle this H500P. You are not supposed to hold it on top, and you're not supposed to hold it a certain way. Now here's the diagram from the box itself. So you can see there's a way to hold it. So if you're not following the instruction on how it's built, then sorry to say, well, you're just not following instruction. That's not how it is. But Cooler Master, I do wish that at least make it such a way that it's held in place by some screw. And here's the thing, the top part, right, it's so close to the fan that, I mean, if it's intake from the top, then clearly airflow is restricted. And if you're just having it as an exhaust on top, I think it's also somewhat hindering. Now I would that Cooler Master maybe have it designed in such a way that you have a support over here, you know, so that it's so I don't know how to explain it, but basically I'm just asking, hey, design something that I can support this top panel so that it helps with the airflow. Same the front. Now the front, I do understand that they made it detachable. I'm totally fine with that. They should at least highlight it in the product page or the manual or something, that by opening up, even this slight opening, it makes a lot of difference when it comes to the performance. I'm going to show you this benchmark result again. It helps a lot. The airflow changes, and if you see my live video, I did a test where it is closed and open, and you see that the tissue, I use a piece of tissue and place it inside. When this front panel is open, you see that the tissue actually moves better. It has better airflow. Now, that aside, Cooler Master also disappointed me over some of the how they secure the things. For example, at the back there's some covers that allow you to cover your cable management, but the problem is the screw that locks this thing in place, goes from the back to the front. So there's an unsightly screw piece that you can see at the front. It's not visible. If you don't pay attention, you actually don't see it, but it's there. And there's one, it's the same here at the bottom, of which it goes through the feet of the casing, and it's just to secure the feet somehow. And then that screw piece protrudes to this part of this PSU cover. Speaking of the PSU cover, it's metal, works fine. I have no issue with it. It's just that it's quite a tedious process to remove it, because you have to unscrew it at the front here and again reach it from to the back. Alright, so that's it for my review of this Cooler Master H500P. Oh, and speaking of which, I missed out one more thing. If you're talking about this airflow thing, now I've also tested it. I mentioned that I use a tower cooler, right? So I've used the tower cooler on fanless as a previous benchmark, and I've also tried it with fans on. And guess what? With the fans on, it makes no difference whether I open the front panel or not, meaning that the airflow inside the H500P is actually sufficient. See, even my air-cooled unit, whether I open this panel or not, it cools the same. I get the exact same reading. The only time I see a difference is when I run fanless. So to say that it has insufficient airflow or bad airflow, I think that's inappropriate. I'm just saying that the H500P on with the front panel closed has sufficient airflow, and when you open it up, it has even more airflow, a stronger movement of air. So that's it. That's it for my video, my review of the H500P. It retails at $639. You might think it's a quite high price, but bear in mind the fans you see here, the MF200R RGB. These two fans alone comes to almost a third of the price of this casing. Around that, thereabouts, 25 to 33% of the price of the casing itself. So essentially a bunch of it that you are paying for is for the fan, which I think is beautiful. I like 200mm fans. Do you like 200mm fans? Alright, so that's it for this video. Leave your comments down below. What do you think? If you are a user of a H500P, what do you think? Do you like it? For me, I like it. And I like it that it syncs the color. And of course, this being the Galaxy X1080 Sniper EXOC White, it's quite a long name model, but the light on the GPU is not synced, but at least the rest of the things, they are synchronized. Alright, so let's wrap up this H500P video. I hope you enjoyed this review. First time viewing it, filming it in the dark. I hope my face doesn't look scary, and well, that's it. I'll see you in my upcoming videos. Bye bye.